Good morning, everybody. Ralph Havens here. And can you truly heal your life? What does that even mean? What came to me this morning during my meditation and matrix energetics and letting go process and qigong and everything else I do for the video for you today was, can you truly heal your life? But if I would have heard what I'm going to say, at least what I think I'm going to say, if I would have heard that back in 2011, I would have been pretty pissed off about it. And but it's what came to me now, 8 years later. And back in 2011, I was in a really dark spot. I couldn't run. I had terrible bone pain. I had depression. I had kidneys and my GI tract and my liver were having some issues that all these different practitioners were telling me about, but nobody could figure it out. And and I was trying. I was doing a lot of qigong, a lot of matrix energetics, a lot of seeing practitioners of all sorts, and I was not getting any answers. And so it was beyond frustrating. I was really wondering what life was all about. And yesterday, I'm on some different groups on Facebook to help and reach out and to give back, because I used to have some really serious conditions. And I was on an autoimmune Facebook group yesterday, and this one woman, I need to go back and find her post because I just couldn't, I didn't know what to say, because I saw her picture and she was puffy and she was young. She's probably like in her 20s, puffy and red and the color wasn't good in her face, and she was in obvious pain. Her eyes were like all squinty. And she was talking about the severe autoimmune reaction that she was having. And I don't even know if she was asking for help. I have to go back and look for it, because I was like, oh my God, what can I do with this? Like, I try to offer advice and healing messages. And, of course you want to look at different things in the nutrition and the diet. Is she on an elimination diet? Is she putting something in her body that's causing her immune system to react? And one of the big ones that comes up is vaccines, because it's like, if she's in her 20s and she's gotten the full dose of vaccines, well, they know from their own research, the drug companies' research, that there's a big spike in autoimmune conditions with people that have vaccines. It's in the medical research, in the peer-reviewed research. But I'm not here to talk about that in a big way. It's just that it was frustrating, because what do I do when somebody's reaching out? It's as if she's sitting there at a cafe talking to me about these problems, and it's like I walked out the door, like, because I know I could help her if I saw her in person or if she saw me for a period of time, but she's on a Facebook group, and what do I do? So I thought, recently I've been doing a process that I do with our Miracles, Magic, Healing, and More once a month group, our group healing sessions each month. And a couple of months ago, I did one where we future paced to a point in time in history, like half a year from now. And then I interviewed them as if they had healed everything they wanted to heal in their life. And then I asked them, how did they do it? And so they all went through this process, and I was getting really cool answers, like I get for myself, of 100% belief that that all of that was going to come true. And so that's a big part of it, is like to absolutely know that you're going to heal. Now, there's some physical things to do. Like in my case, back in 2011, I had to figure out that fluoride was in the water and it was poisoning me, and to get filters, and then to move and to drink well water, and to stop putting poison in my body. What came to me today was there's something else that can be useful, and it's not easy to hear, but when I was doing some of this future pacing and then going back, and the goals that I have for myself and our family for the next 6 months or so, and how did I do it? What came to me was something that's kind of like people don't tend to talk about, but the great spiritual teachers talk about it, and but it's hard to hear when you're dealing with a lot of physical conditions. And so I'll just blurt it out. It's that what came to me was, I got a realization that I'm going to die. I'm gonna die. This body is gonna go away for reals. It's not like some just kind of like spiritual thing to think about. Like if you ever had an experience where you thought you might die, like a plane flying and it's getting really bumpy, and you're like, oh my God, this might be it, or a real near-death experience, a close call, like when I scooted across the Mount Baker Highway last winter across traffic and ended up in a going through a barbed wire fence and ending up in a field. It's like, oh my God, that could have been it. That big logging truck that just went by, that could have been me, man, getting hit. So there's a scarcity and an urgency to life, right? And if you think of, can you truly heal your life? Well, no, not really. I mean, if you draw the timeline out long enough, we're all going to die. And, we all have different beliefs about what happens next. But there's a point right now where the great spiritual teachers talk about this, but it's hard to grasp unless you can get this idea that, oh my goodness, I am going to die. There's urgency here. There's a scarcity. And so, if you have all your goals and what you want to achieve and everything you want to get and things you're working on, that's all really good, and health and figure out health and healing and stuff like that. But there's another part that could be really cool. And that's to, in every moment, just experience this, because there's going to be a time when you don't have the skin sensations to feel stuff or to see stuff, your eyes, your ears, your taste, your sensation on your skin. There's going to be a time when you don't have that body to experience stuff. And so one thing that you can try if you want, it's a very strong spiritual practice, is to see if you can experience the moment. And so one thing to do would be just to notice, like you're looking over the horizon, and I can look at that beautiful evergreen tree outside my window, and I can just take an extra moment and just notice the leaf. And I can look off in the distance and notice the very horizon, but to focus on it and take that extra moment just to experience this moment. And you can feel stuff in your body, and if you're going through some pain, you can feel that. And if you're dealing with some emotional trauma, you can see if you can feel that. And there's just a practice to start to experience what's happening right now. So you're not trying to enjoy everything that's happening right now, but you experiencing it. And it's a window to some real true healing. And so you can try it. You can also try the future pacing, and then have to pretend like you're being interviewed by somebody else, and tell them how you got to where you are. A good question might be, what was the turning point? Like now that you've gotten everything you wanted, can you tell us what was the big turning point that got you there? And then you just sit there and you might come up with a really cool thing. And today what I got was, oh yeah, I realized I'm going to die. And whether I like it or not, whether I try to not die or not, whether I try to get healthy or not, whether I try to make more money or not, or try to help more people or not, I got a real realization that, oh yeah, that's going on. And so then it was like, for me, can I experience right now just a bit? Just kind of